Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. Look, Omar coming to me like he got this solid plan to get out of work. It reminded me one time when I called home, my brother, he telling me, he said, Joe T, we're going to be rich, bro. We're going to be rich. I said, what you mean by that, bro? He said, I got this foolproof plan that we're going to be rich. I said, oh, well, tell me what it is. He said, no, you got to call me back tomorrow. I ain't got time to run it down to you right now. I said, what time tomorrow, bro? What time you want me to call? He said, I want you to call around 2:30. I said, okay, 2:30. Why 2:30? He said, be able to tell you what it is, you know what I'm saying, so we can make sure that we got this money. I said, okay, I'm going to call you at 2:30 tomorrow. I called my brother at 2:30 tomorrow. He sounded all somber and sad and whatnot. I said, bro, what's wrong? We got money? We rich? We got money? What's going on? He said, no, it ain't work out like I thought. I said, what was it? He said, man, I bought all these lottery tickets. Ain't now one of them here. I just sat there on the phone and I look around. I said, no, he didn't. I said, well, bro, how many lottery tickets you buy? He said, I bought 100. I said, you bought 100 lottery tickets? He's like, yeah, I bought 100 lottery tickets. I said, why you buy 100 lottery tickets? He said, I thought I was going to be increasing my odds by buying 100 instead of just getting one. Really now? Yeah. Now see, Omar thought like my brother when it came to those lottery tickets. Look, my brother's a very smart man. Very smart. Very, very smart. Right? But every now and then, he'll have an idea that don't weigh the amount of a feather. Ain't nothing there. Every now and then, you know, it'll be something that ain't making no sense. So Omar, he come to me telling me he got a foolproof plan. Foolproof. Can't fail. Without a doubt, it's going to get him off of the line. So I said, Omar, talk to me. Because see, I want to really know what he's talking about because it ain't nothing but a few things that can get you off of that line. And they, from what I understand, they would lead you to max. You can assault the police. Not good. Them folks got 30-30s. You understand what I'm saying? And then when they get you back to the compound, they going to stamp on you. Yeah, they going to stamp on you like they in drills and marching and stuff. Up, 2, 3, stumping on your head. No, that ain't good. So I'm trying to make sure Omar ain't thinking about something stupid like that, right? You feel what I'm saying? And plus, he always beside me. I don't want to go to the hole with him. They going to come and lock anybody up to kick it with Omar because they want to know that you know anything about it. And of course, I'm going to say no. And then I don't know if they're going to beat me up. Well, no, they probably wouldn't have done that to me because, you know, I got the guys around me. But anyway, the point is, I don't want that kind of smoke. I don't want that kind of smoke. So check this out. I'm pulling Omar to the side. Bro, tell me what's going on. He said, Joe T, trust me. I'm not going to work tomorrow. I'm not going. I said, Omar, will you please tell me what you got going on? Please tell me what you got going on because you're making me nervous, bro. I want to know what's really going on because you come up with some crazy stuff, man, that don't mean nothing. I want to know if this is another one of them ideas so I can tell you so you can see it from another person's vantage point. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? He said, you're right, Joe T, you're right. So check this out. This is what he did. This is what he did, man. And I'm not joking. See, back in the day, we had these, you know, that Denton chili in the can. Oh, yeah, it was fat too. Chunks of potatoes and meat in it. And if you put it in that hot pot just right and crack the lid on it just a little bit, and after it's been in there, it'd be bubbling and it hit them walls like that. The gravy, oh my God, it's so good. So good. But they took them from us. And this is one of the reasons why. He takes the lid off of it, right? That's metal. Metal. Look here. In his cell. I'm so glad he did it in his cell and not mine. In his cell, he got this lid. The man put his pinky finger down on the toilet. Not on the toilet, but on the table in the cell, like John Wick did when he went to the hot table. You understand what I'm telling you? And chopped off his pinky finger. Yeah, chopped it off and wrapped up his hand in a t-shirt and come out the cell with his shirt. He got his blue shirt on, but he got another shirt wrapped around his hand, blood, and he got his pinky finger already in a plastic bag with ice in it. Oh, yeah. So I'm looking at him. I said, Omar, have you not lost your ever-loving mind? He said, Joe T, I'm not going back out there on that line. I'm not doing that. They got that, man. And if it cost me my pinky finger, and I'm looking at his face, he hurting. Because they had to call the clinic, and now they got to tell the clinic, got to tell them to send him on up, right? Because they got to get ready for him. So he waiting these few little minutes to go to the clinic. And I'm looking at his face, he hurting. He hurting for certain. He hurting for certain. And it made me think of something. And this is why I wanted to share this with y'all. It made me think. You know, when you come in here, you don't have the right, the privilege, or anything to make a decision on your own. They take it away from you. And at some point, the madness of not being able to decide something for yourself, it'll get to you. And because we all have different experiences and have seen life from different vantage points, we all conclude to handle problems in different ways. I know some of y'all say, I wouldn't do that. And I'm with you. I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't do that either. But see, the reason that Omar fell into that category where it made sense to him is because of this. He wanted to do something that gave him that feeling of, I chose this. They don't control me like they think. Now that is madness. But he wanted power over his own decisions. And he was willing to go that far to get it. Imagine that. Going that far. Chopping your own finger off. Just so you could say, I told you I'm not going back out there and working on that line. I'm not doing that. And when he goes up to the clinic and he tells them why he did it, he was honest. I'm not going back out there on that line. And they said, you're absolutely right. You are not. They wrote him up for self-mutilation, for sure. Right? They wrote him up for that. But they made a psych referral on top of that. Now, before that, they took a $3 copay. They made sure he paid for the medical attention that he got. But they made a psych referral. And from that point on, Omar, once a week, had to go talk to the psychiatrist. If you're willing to go that far to prove a point to somebody, oh yeah. Now look, hold up there. I want to be clear. I understand his grit, his determination to have agency over his own life, his own body. Right? I understand that. But what I don't get is how far he went. And see, that's that madness. Sometimes it's not about what you do. It's what you're willing to do just to feel like you have some say in it. Listen to me now. I'm going to say that again. It's not what you do. It's what you're willing to do to feel like you have some say in what's going on with you. And Omar wanted to have some say, and he was willing to go that far to get it. Yeah. But again, he put himself, I put myself, we put ourselves in these situations where we forfeit things, as far as society says anyway. But I never heard the judge say to me that I forfeit my humanity, that I forfeit my dignity. I never heard him say that. I've never heard a female judge say that. Nobody. But for whatever reason, when you find yourself in an environment like this, society believes, the people that run these places believe that the forfeiture of those things that I'm talking about, your humanity, your dignity, those things like your self-respect, is a given. It's a given. And when you decide that it's not, and you push against those forces that are saying that it is, some of us find ourselves on the other side of sanity, meaning insanity. And we'll do whatever we think we have to do to get back to the other side. Remember that. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.